Number 3, Fire Emblem, the Sacred Stones. I've been looking forward to this.
I already mentioned Fire Emblem before, and how one of the few problems was that you couldn't level up in between battles. Look no further, Fire Emblem the Sacred Stones not only solved that problem, also gave us branching pathways halfway through the game. Although the tactician from the first game will be missed mainly by me, this game improved everything. From the job classes to the character interactions to the story as a whole, everything fit into place. And even though I prefer the first game, Rickard and I did agree this one was superior. So once again, I'll let him handle the story and the gameplay.
So yeah, Sacred Stones, the second Fire Emblem game on the GBA, third in Japan. The game that got huge flack from everyone because it changed things from Rekka no Ken, as well as not being a direct sequel to that game.
Disregarding the fact that Rekka no Ken was a prequel to the game that was only released in Japan.
Hate to break it to any haters out there, but change isn't bad. Especially in all the franchises of Nintendo that detractors say are always the same game. The combat and such weren't even that far removed from the previous games, with some things tweaked between the classes. Different or more weapons added to them, others taken away, spells and weapons added in, and, you know, the only thing that really changed was some new beginner classes added in, as well as branching promotion trees, which I enjoyed, as well as the other addition of the world map that you can travel to go into different locations, such as the obligatory training map, which made it easy to grind out levels to catch a new character up to your other characters' levels, as well as gain support conversations.
Which was a ridiculously helpful addition.
Yes, since me and Fire Emblem veteran here, Will, didn't really like the fact that you couldn't train a dude that you just got in the previous game.
The previous chapter.
Yeah.
Especially the ones you get near the end of the game. Oh yeah, let's give you a guy's 2 chapters before the end, and then you don't even really get a chance to train him, because you're really going to use that guy when he's going to get one-shotted by everything.
Yeah. Another thing the game got flack for was the plot, which was basically main character Erica, and I don't consider her brother to be a main character. I hate that son of a bitch.
Ephraim is awesome. I don't know what's wrong with you. I still like Erica too, but Ephraim is badass.
He was kind of a jerk. Anyway, her home gets invaded by the evil Empire and is destroyed, and her father is killed, and spends the rest of the game trying to fight back against them while protecting the magical MacGuffins of magicalness.
The Sacred Stones.
Which predictably get taken despite the party's best efforts to stop them from doing so.
Yeah. As we said, the story has a branching pathway. I played through both Erica's and Ephraim's. Ephraim's is actually better in terms of story. Erica's is a little better in terms of character interactions. And her story isn't really that bad. It's just Ephraim's is just slightly better because you're actually in the thick of the war between the 2 factions, essentially. And
yeah.
That might just be a personal opinion, of course. Either way, we had to admit, and I don't think many people would disagree nowadays, but Sacred Stones did vastly improve on the system of Fire Emblem, and, as I mentioned before, has led to what we have today with Fire Emblem Awakening, being probably, you know, the only game I've played on my 3DS constantly for the past 3 months. It's only been out for 3 months, I think. I don't know. Yeah, so that is our number 3.
Number 2, Mudar Legend.
Also known as Lunar Silver Star Story, this game has seen several re-releases over the years since its initial release in 1996. Developed by Game Arts and Japan Art Media, this game focuses on Alex's quest to save his... well, His soon-to-be lover, formerly sister, even though they aren't related by blood or are cousins, so in Japan that's okay, and along the way the fight against evil and secondary mission to become the new Dragon Master.
I don't even know what the fuck.
In the GBA re-release, the characters are expanded upon from their original versions, and the battle system is a turn-based one that is simple to master if you spend a little time learning how to finesse. The characters all have their own relationships, the game mainly focusing on the three romantic pairings. You got Alex and Luna, Jessica and Kyle, and Nash and Mia. While it would have been nice to see alternate ways for it to happen, it's very clear the story was meant to happen a specific way. Here's why it's so high on the list. Very rarely have I enjoyed a game so much that I actually stay up playing it. Even most Tales games can't get me to do that. The only one that has done that is Tales of the Abyss. However, Mudar Legend was a game I could not put down. I played the entire campaign straight through because I could not wait to see what happened next. And while I did get snagged here and there in certain dungeons, the final one was especially tricky, though that might have just been because I was tired as all hell. I did not put my Game Boy Advance down until the day was saved. While perhaps not exceptional or completely different from my other picks on the list, this fact alone and the memories I have of this game is the exact reason why it's number 2. Pure love for story, characters, gameplay. Believe it or not, it's only number 2. What titan could possibly unseat these other games I love so much? Well, before I let you in on the best GBA game, as decided by us two gaming idiots, I'm going to give you 2 honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions?
Donkey Kong Country. Never finished, so I couldn't in good faith give it a placing on the list. Nor has Rickard finished playing it either. Also, the story in comparison to most of the games is much softer and simpler, and I seem to like my stories and characters to be meaty.
Sonic Battle.
Good game, but Super Sonic Warriors I remember clocking more time into, while Sonic Battle was more like the one I'd enjoy experimenting with. The story mode was very good, however. One of the better ones I've seen in a fighting game, especially for handheld. If you haven't played Sonic Battle, you might want to check it out.
Number 1.
Together?
Yes.
Mario
and Luigi Superstar Saga.
A role-playing game developed by Alpha Dream and released in 2003, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga is our pick for the best GBA game.
Oh yeah. It runs off a hybrid turn-based system where timed button presses are essential for doing more damage or avoiding
an attack or getting dealt less damage by enemies.
It also plays into special attacks where the more used to the button presses you are, the faster and more accurately you can do them without cues, which result in higher damage to the enemies you fight.
This game takes place in the Bean Kingdom, where Mario and Bowser, teaming up for a common interest, try to retrieve Princess Peach's voice, which has been stolen by a witch named Cackletta and her henchman, Fawful.
Luigi unwittingly gets taken along for the ride, and soon he and Mario battle the nasty denizens of Bean's countryside, defying Cackletta.
Bowser unfortunately takes a topple pretty early on.
Poor
anyway, this game has great humor and camaraderie, especially since the two brothers never actually say anything. And yet, you still feel them fighting to protect each other and save the princess's voice at the same time. The true brilliance of this game, however, comes at the turning point when Cackletta is defeated by Mario and Luigi, and Fawful sucks her up into his helmet. Peach's replaced voice accidentally causes the Bean Star to explode, scattering it to 4 corners of the kingdom.
For any of you that don't know what happens next, neither me or Will really want to spoil it any further, but suffice to say that the story stays interesting and engaging all the way up to the finale, and you're fighting as the plumbing duo the entire way.
A lot of side events happen, but everything is neatly laid together, so you know what to do. And while there are snags, and you forget or don't know where to go, well, I guess that's what GameFAQs is for, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
With that, I present to you Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, the greatest GBA game of all time as chosen by the Gaming Idiots.